and want to play with you.
Yes, brother Urban, you hit it on the nail. Matter of fact, the fact that you even mentioned that, that was actually, that was the purpose of why I was looking up the information. I even stumbled on this video. I was just, like I said, because I want to be in that space. Because I noticed that I spend a lot of time online, and I'm saying, back, since I'm spending all this time online, maybe I should be making money doing this as well. So, I wanted to know what's trending with content creators, and just like how you said, and I think he was on within the lines of that, is that I thought that I thought it was based on how many followers and subscribers that you have to really, make money in the social media space. But in actuality, just like how you said, is the loyal customers. And it's funny, a lot of things that he says, I studied marketing, in university, and that's the same things that I was being taught in school. Was the idea that it doesn't matter about how large uh your customers are, as long as you have loyal customers. The loyal customers will always continue to come, and this is who, as a company, this is who you should be spending your marketing dollars towards, trying to get your loyal customers to stay.
Yes. The only problem I'm a little perplexed about is short term versus long term stuff. I think Joyce was on a call last week when we talked about this. I've been doing this series called The Magic of the Porch, and the series runs from anywhere from 12 minutes to about 20 minutes. I notice the shorter I make them, the more views I get at least on YouTube and a fan base. So I think what I'm going to do is try this experiment where I edit my entire project if it's 30 minutes or an hour, and then I'm going to go back and I'm going to break it up into 5 minute blocks. So I give you the option of watching 5 minutes at a time, or you can click and watch the whole hour at a time. Because I think people want variety, and I think sometimes you don't have time to sit and watch the whole hour, but you can watch 5 minutes, 5 minutes. Because there's a what's the Indian brother's name who does a lot of Damar or something like that. He does that with a lot of short clips, and I know he's built his whole brand of telling stories through maybe up to 8 minutes, and then it goes to the next section and the next section. It's almost like creating episodic television from back in the mid 70s when I was like 8 or 9 or 10. Um, you had to wait until next week because it would say stay tuned next week for the conclusion of this story, and it made you follow every week because it was never an ending. So you tuned in for the next week, almost like soap opera. Next week it's something else. Next week is something else. So you almost have. I think you have to build that brand where people know. Okay, let me check out what Urban is what's on Urban this week because I'm trying to build a network online versus just putting clips up. So I have a lot of my YouTubers who I'm creating YouTube channels for. We're coming underneath one umbrella, and so it's going to be like 6 or 7 of us under one umbrella. How we're going to create content that's across the spectrum.
I think
Yeah.
that when you post little tiny clips, I think you are, rehearsing or encouraging people to rehearse mediocrity and a short attention span. I've been on YouTube. I'm not on YouTube anymore, but I've seen people who are very successful and who are very successful now. True crime channels, for an example, where they have videos from anywhere from 30 minutes to an hour or an hour and a half. Those videos get thousands of views, maybe even in some cases, hundreds of thousands of views. It all depends upon your content. How engaging is your content to a large population? If you really don't care, if it's only a labor of love, then why should you really give a damn about how many uh, followers you get from it or how many viewers you get on the video?
Point. That's a good point because in my day world of editing and producing for one of the networks, I do 14, 15 half hour pieces on crime, because crime is the number one genre that people are watching now. They want to know the mystery. They want to know what happened with this real life story. So you're right about that. But how do you transfer that online to people who are on their phones watching? That's why I say I'm a little perplexed. I don't know how this is going to play out.
Hey, welcome, you guys. I just want to reset the room. I am doing a live stream and I'm actually testing out Instagram. Speaking of just like your audience and the whole title that we have, I want to see how many people, especially in social audio, are going to get used to the audio streaming. You know what I mean? Because we're basically in these rooms all the time, and a lot of us have so much dope information that we're passing. So, how are we getting that out to the masses of people? So, for the YouTube, the Instagram, and I believe I did it on Facebook, Meta, I think. So, this is a test. So, we're going to see how it looks. So, if you are interested in doing something like this, maybe we need to think outside that box and see about having events, showcasing whatever events we have on a podcast style environment, meaning this room. That's the content. So that's kind of what I'm looking at. And I'm looking at more people to adapt to it. Some people are kind of, they're late to, oh, I don't want to be live stream. But if we have valuable information, isn't that what we want to reach a bigger audience? Because just in these small walls of fan base, that's like, you know what I mean? So let's broaden our reach by connecting to some of our other socials. And just like YC said, we don't have to have a lot of followers. Multi-stream throughout all platforms. And I think, Hasib, you said it too, engaging. So now whoever comes to those other platforms and starts conversation, that's part of it too, right? So that's what I'm kind of looking at. So, Urban, you are on point with having long videos and breaking them up to smaller ones. And there's so many tools out here to do that real quick, giving you that look that they look for in a short, right? That's the popular thing now, short form. But to have intention behind it, to have information that you want to share and to break it up in little spoonfuls, well, you'll tease them and they'll want to keep coming back for the next episode. I think you're on to something, Urban. Really. So, King Thoy, welcome. Silver, welcome back. Does anyone want to add? Ginger, Lily, do y'all want to come up? We are streaming this so we can watch this. Check this out. We can play this and watch this again, right? On YouTube or Instagram. Do you know how powerful this really is, though? Do y'all understand what we
You
got
know, I
here?
know I'm so excited right now because I've been saying the last 2 weeks, fan base is getting better and better and better. I don't know what's happening with the stars or anything, but I noticed like even the biases that people have towards one another is starting to end. I said this, Jay Paul been saying this. He said this like 2 weeks ago. He's like, listen, a lot of people on this app are powerhouses. Although if people would get past their biases of one another, which a lot of times isn't justified, people would see a drastic change within the app. Because I say, as a lot of people say, energy plus energy equals currency. So if we all got together on a stream or whatever, as you said you're doing now, which is great, Jay Paul would love to be in here hearing you say that because he literally said this is what needs to happen and fan base would explode. And I think we would all get 10,000 followers within the next 2 months because it's going to be streaming and the algorithms are going to say, okay, these people are hot. And as I've been learning SEO, check this out. I tell people, listen, you want to know about me? Google me. Because when you Google me, all you're gonna
Exactly.
find, all you're gonna find is me, King Thoy Media on the web. What are you about? Just Google me.
Hey, nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. And yeah, Thoy, nothing wrong with that at all.
Influx share King Thoy. Did you know your SEO is working? I said, what SEO? Because I was just, I'm just authentically always being me. He's like, you said your name so many times and you've spoken about autism so much that people are like, who's the guy, King Thoy? I'm like, wow, that's pretty amazing.
Okay, hold that
But yeah,
thought.
I'm
Hold
really
that.
excited.
I appreciate you. Hold that thought. I'm only doing like about 15 minutes or so. Like we said, we giving them spoonfuls. We ain't gonna get them a long content, short form, because other than that, they're gonna move on to the next video. They're gonna swipe up, right? So with that being said, hey Vanzo, look at you down there. You don't want to come up, you shy. I get it. Anybody else?
Can I ask you a question, sister? Where can I go to see the live stream that you have of this here, like this room here?
So since I'm a woman show, right? This is my profile here. I have another profile. I'd have to go grab it from the source and drop the link in here. But if you keep talking, just talk about whatever you want. We are live and I'll grab them for you, okay?
Okay, yeah, I'd appreciate that because I definitely would like to listen to some of them.
Anybody else? Other than that, you can keep going then, King Thoy.
I think that social media in general is a social engineering experiment. Everything we do on here is more or less an experiment. We do not know. There's no cut and dry success path to success. Some people you would never imagine would have garnered thousands or maybe even hundreds of thousands of followers and subs. Uh, Reach that point. And then there are other people where you think that, oh, they have all of the fancy cameras and everything, and they do everything by the book, and they have all of this editing software, and all of their videos are picture perfect, but they don't get anything. And then there's someone who comes along who just has a phone and he makes videos and he gets a gazillion subs and followers and views. So it's all a matter of experimentation, I think.
Well, I've been noticing as I've been searching, trying, learning different things. I've been noticing a lot of people when it comes to SEO and like that three word proposition. A lot of people don't have that down pat because a lot of people have a lot of followers. Although when you Google them, they're not Googleable. And those who may have a small following, they're easily Googleable as I search myself and others. And there's just a what is it? I don't know. There's certain particulars that I don't think a lot of people are looking at because they might be looking at other things. And one of the great things is automation. Automation is amazing because literally we can all be on these apps at the same time every single day thanks to automation.
I have a question for you or anyone else in this room. Is Google, I mean, does Fanbase have any sort of partnership with Google where everything on Fanbase is Googleable, like YouTube?
I don't think they have a partnership, although through the sponsoring, um, I'm starting to see fan base pop up everywhere.
Okay,
'Cause
that's.
I'm-
But I don't like Google. Well, everyone uses Google, but I don't like how YouTube is connected to Google. And
well, Google owns YouTube.
right, exactly, that's the issue.
I definitely understand what you're saying, my brothers. Like you're forced to use two of the same platforms at the same time versus them having separate. Because like you say, let's say if one of them have an issue, you're gonna need the other one to log in. So it's like if they were separate, yeah, you could have one, but you can still log in the other one. I have the same issue with Facebook and Instagram. I don't like it either.
About this, when you start to learn about large language models and things of that sort, you necessarily don't need them if you learn how to specialize in doing it yourself, to where everything will be ran directly by you or your agents that you basically create to take care of these things for you. Automation is where it's at.
On then when you say that creating your own without the likes of the Instagram and the YouTube.
So whenever you just, I believe Joyce knows a little bit about this too. Entre, he speaks about this drastically over on Clubhouse. Is Entre Entrepreneur. Um, he kind of loses me when he talks, but basically the simplistic version of it is you go to work and you have you doing everything that you want to do on your computer in the background whenever you create these things, and it learns because pretty much they already have our personality in a database, or they'll just, or the large language model that you create will just scrub the web for everything that you speak about or that you're about, to be able to push out what you want to have out there, and you can just check on it daily, to where you can be on this app, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, whenever you want to be. And a lot of the time, since it's AI, the AI will be able to do things for us. That way, you don't have to brainstorm and knowing, is this the correct way, or is that the correct way? Because AI doesn't have emotion. And I think Silver's pretty good at that too. Are you Silver? Because I've been seeing some stuff that Silver put out. I'm like, oh, yeah, there's a lot. I'm just excited. I'm learning this and I'm excited.
And it gives me 9 robots, and I can program them to do anything I want them to do. Plus, they learn my habits. So sometime when I log in, they've already set stuff up for the day for me. Are you talking about that?
Correct. Yeah, yeah. I mean, the large language model though is a little bit deeper because you control it and it's not controlled by anything else. It's like you're your own Google.
Okay.
I have a question for you. Has anyone else discovered that they won't, on Fanbase, you cannot upload videos if you use um, a cyclic camera? I have a cyclic camera which is made in Australia and designed for uh, bicyclists, cyclists. I tried to upload a video on Fanbase from that. I could not. It said it was in the incorrect format.
So you trying to go raw with it, or you converting it to a MOVR, a MPEG 4 file?
No, I guess you could say raw. I upload it to my desktop, and then like I do with other videos, I just simply upload it to Fanbase. But it didn't let me, and I tried to convert it to no avail.
Hmm. I mean, I could see the problem with trying to upload raw material, that it may not be set for everything, because certain videos have wrappers on it, and some wrappers don't transfer well with certain systems. Sometimes you have to convert it in order for it to go up.
How do you do that, though?
Well, if you're editing the project, you can do H.264, you can do MOV, or you can do ProRes, and that will convert it for you. But if you don't want to edit it, you can just load it into the program and convert it out, because you want it to be a smaller footprint anyway. Because if you're shooting something in 4K, 8K, you don't want to necessarily upload that big file onto Fanbase or pretty much anything, because it's going to slow things down if people don't have a fast computer. So you might want to put it into a Premiere or Final Cut, just upload it, export it out as an MPEG 4 file. It maintains the quality of the file, but it gives it a smaller size. So it's a
Oh,
compression tool.
so what you're talking about is the pixel size may be, the resolution may be too high for it. Maybe I do have Filmora Wondershare.
Yeah,
Can I?
yep, you could use that.
So
It's not necessarily it could be that, but it could be also because it's a certain kind of camera you're using. It could be the wrapper that's on it, because mostly all videos are MOV files, and sometimes there's a certain wrapper on there that wraps the video up, and everything can't read that wrapper.
I guess if all else fails, another thing come to think of it, I just thought maybe I could make a copy of it, do a screenshot through Wondershare Filmora, and then save it, and perhaps it would.
Now you're gonna lose your quality like that. What I would do is I would take that file, and if you can find a program or even a free program that you can get, and just upload it and export it out. Just do an export and change the formatting of it to, like I said, H.264 or MOV, because those files are usually universal files that play almost anywhere. So you want to load it into something, but it's probably your raw file. Like I know sometimes when people shoot stuff in black with black magic cameras, they have to take it out and convert it. Then you have to almost download a different program and even play it back on some computers that's not black magic enabled already. So it might just be the way that the camera is recording the video. Because if you're trying to go from the camera to fan base, it may be a reading problem. It just can't read the file. So the easiest thing to do, no, I wouldn't do a screen recording because I think you'll still lose some quality like that. I think the best thing to do is find a program like Premiere or Final Cut or Vegas Video or any almost any editing program, because I don't know CapCut and all that kind of stuff. I don't know those online programs, but CapCut I hear is a good program for folks who are not editors like I am. They can use that, and all you want to do is upload it in there. Maybe you want to trim it, color correct it a little bit, then export it out.
Now, since I do have Wondershare Filmora, do you know what exactly can I do on Wondershare short of just copying it with a screenshot that would
Well, the Filmora I have, I can actually upload the video and then export it out to any format I want. That is a conversion program.
I'll try that later today then.
Okay.
Okay, looks like we done, y'all. That was about what, 20 minutes or so? Hey, locked. We was doing a test live. We talking about the era of followers and subscribers is dead. And YC Imaging, he's a content creator out there. He's doing some dope things. I'm just hearing about him. So shout out to you, Urban. You actually followed him. Appreciate y'all. I'm about to go ahead and close down this live. We are on X, YouTube, and I put the link to the YouTube in the chat. But I want to see more of these. You know what I'm saying? I want to see more of this information you provided, Urban, just assisting people with like camera filming. That's major. So we need to do more of these. We're gonna figure something out, right? We're gonna figure it out. I'm gonna cut this into a short.
Joyce, what we might want to do is discuss maybe creating a a YouTube channel that they maybe it's fan based something else, fan based filmmaking, fan based something else. So what we could do is go on to the ones who are filmmakers can go who want to talk can go on to YouTube, and then we share the YouTube channel on Fanbase. So that way we can talk about stuff and see each other and maybe demonstrate some stuff. And then it's also shared on in the audio room with with the window here.
We gonna figure it out. We gonna figure it
Yeah,
out.
yeah, because I could set that up for you if you want me to. I can set up a YouTube channel just for that, and then we can always just share it here on here on Fanbase. So let me know if you want me to do that for you. I can get that set up right away for you, and we can have that going.
Okay, we gonna talk about it.
Okay, well, you have my information, so
Yep, we'll hit you up on the back.
okay.